Hello everyone, so I'm pretty sure this is my first video of the year, so Happy New Year! I have not talked about writing in a while, and I do want my channel to be like a balance between writing and talking about books, because I love both so much and I just don't want to give up either, but at the same time I already have a main channel and I just feel like it fits well together, so hopefully you don't mind. I think what I want to do is to start making Writing Wednesdays, which will be basically a writing video every Wednesday and then maybe 2 book videos, but I need to figure that out. But today I just wanted to sit down and have a nice cozy chat. I'm wearing this hoodie. In case you don't know, these cute aliens, well, beings, there's a comic on Instagram that's called Strange Planet, and it brings me so much joy. There's a post every day. It is amazing. So I'm wearing the merch which I got for Christmas, but that's not what this video is about. I'm gonna link the thing down below. I have nothing to do with it. I just adore it and I want to share it because it makes me really happy. I just wanted to chat about writing and just kind of sum up what last year was for me and my hopes for this year, and just reflect and you know, talk about shit that might be relatable to you and stuff. So yes, technically last year was one of the worst writing years of my life. But I say technically because when I look back at it, I don't feel that bad about it, because I feel like I learned a lot of important lessons that will be really helpful on like in the future along the way. And I think that once I finally start writing again, it will be better than it ever was. Not perfect by any means, especially because I'm out of practice, but what I mean by that is just like my mindset will be better, I will be more passionate about it, and all of that stuff. And I still have no idea what I'm doing. And last year that got super frustrating because like I had no idea what I was doing on pretty much any level. Like when I was like 17 or something like that, I'm 20 now, and back then I had my life together. I had so many things figured out, so many things organized and planned out, and I was writing like crazy, and I had a YouTube schedule where I had dates and like days when I had videos planned, and I had perfect schedules and I stuck to them, and I don't remember the last time I actually did that. And I used to be so organized and I got lost when it comes to everything, but this video is about writing, so with writing, I don't even know what happened, and I've talked about it before, so I'm sorry if some of this is a little bit repetitive, but it was so weird to not write and have that not be really a part of my life when before I wrote so much. I never really had like a schedule, and I didn't write every single day necessarily, but I wrote all the time, and I write really fast, so I just wrote so much. And last year I did not think about writing as much as I used to, and I have a lot of issues that come with this, and there was something that I just fucked up. And my mindset was not good when it comes to pretty much anything, and I kind of had a brutal burnout, and it's just really important to me to tell any of you who might be struggling with writing, maybe you don't have time right now or you haven't written anything in a while, and I just want us all to be okay with not writing. I know it hurts. I know it sucks. It is something that we're passionate about. It is something that we want to work towards, because it's one of our biggest dreams to be a writer and everything. And it hurts so much to not write, and it hurts so much to feel like we're failing, to feel like we're not moving closer to where we want to go, and it fucking sucks. I'm not gonna say it feels completely fine, but the thing is, when it comes to being productive, no matter what it actually is we always need a break. We always need to relax. We need to rejuvenate, get inspired, and actually regain energy. Like, our bodies don't keep on moving without stopping. We sleep every fucking day. And we kind of need to do the same thing with the things that we do in life and the things that are, like writing. We cannot just keep on writing and writing and writing and never rest and plan on going like that forever. That is not how it works. And I understand that it's frustrating, even, with the sleep. Sometimes you don't want to sleep because you're like, fuck this. I don't want to need this. But sadly, we do, and we just need to accept it, and we need to make the most of the time that we have to relax and to rest. And one thing that I did well last year is I spent so much of my time reading. And in this particular case, reading is, I feel like, the best way to rest and regain energy and inspiration, because obviously reading is like the other side of writing. And even though I know that like I didn't write pretty much anything all of last year, I read over 100 books. And reading, even like reading is something that is so fun. If you're a writer, you must love reading books. And so like it is fun for us. It is amazing. We can learn so much about life through books, and we can learn so much about writing. Whether we read great books or bad books, both teaches us things on what to do well, what doesn't work well, what we love in books and everything, and then we can apply all that we learn when we write. And it can really help us get inspired and find what we like. And even the language, when we read, our brain just like absorbs it. And even though I know that I haven't written anything for a while, the times that I have written something recently, it was not bad. I'm not saying it was the best thing ever, but like as someone who always used to be terrible at descriptions, I actually wrote things that I really, really liked. And so obviously you need to write and practice that as well to be a great writer, but reading is such a big part of it all as well, and it makes us better writers, and it is fucking fun. So like I feel like it's the perfect way to relax. That can make us feel like we're still working towards writing, because we are, but even still, like if you don't want to read, there's nothing wrong with doing anything else, whether that's watching TV shows, watching movies, going out to hang out with friends, traveling, drawing, painting, anything. Just do things that aren't writing. Take breaks, and also don't just do things that are productive. Don't do things for the sake of productivity. Like even reading books, I feel like for a while they felt like something productive for me, and like if I want to make videos on books where I read a particular kind of books, it is something that I like is on my to-do list technically, but I just never want to forget that this is fun, this is something I love, and it's just for pleasure. It's nothing to get done, nothing that we have to do, and I think that's really important to remember. But technically, even writing isn't something that we have to do. We love it. We love to write, and of course there are parts of the process that fucking suck and annoy us all, but it is our passion, it is our dream, and if it doesn't feel right in the moment for you, or if you don't have time to write, or any reasons it might be, if you're struggling with your mental health, it's okay not to write for a while. And again, I did not write anything for a fucking year, and that felt like an eternity, and I could have written so much last year. But when I look back at what the year was like for me, it was an amazing year. I absolutely loved my year and what happened and everything else that wasn't writing related. And even though writing is such a big part of our lives, we need to remember also that it is not our everything. Like, yes, it can mean everything to us, and it can be like one of the most important things in our life, and it is an important part of who we are, but it is still not all of us. It is still not our entire life. And so we need to focus on the other parts of us, the other parts of our life sometimes, and your books will wait for you. And I understand that like you want to write everything and you want to write it now and you want to move forward, but you are moving forward even when you're not writing, because we are still learning, we are still growing, and we are moving closer, even if we have to take a bit of a different path for a while. And so the point of all of this is to tell you that it's okay not to write and it's okay to take your time. My mental health wasn't the best for a while, and I also had a lot of fears associated with writing. I hated the last book that I wrote, and I kind of felt like like it just fucking sucked. The book sucked, and I've talked about this before, but I just felt like I was not good at any of this. And so for a while I was afraid that basically I couldn't write a good book. And and then there were other things, but that was kind of like the main one. And then I was just exhausted all the time, and I couldn't even like bear the thought of like doing productive things. It felt like too much. It felt too overwhelming, and it hurt a lot not to feel connected to writing, and I miss it so fucking much. But I do know that once I get into writing now, it will be more precious than it ever was. I think it will be better than it ever was, because I feel like I can pour so many emotions into it, and it will mean a lot to me, and I will actually enjoy writing, and I will remember that it is something that I love, something that brings me joy, something that I'm so passionate about. And so if writing feels wrong, if you cannot stick to one project, if you cannot really find energy to write, if it just doesn't feel right, if you don't want to write, if you don't have time to write, no matter what it is exactly, take your time. Take your time to think about it. Think about what writing means to you, what the specific book ideas mean to you if you're struggling to pick a book idea. For me, I have struggled with that as well. I have a lot of projects that I want to work on, and I could not pick one for a while. And I think when that happens, we shouldn't write and like pick one and stick to it exactly, because if one doesn't feel right, I don't think any of them are right completely. And if we wait for a bit, one of them could start feeling right, or we could come up with a completely new thing, or like a new twist to some of them. And so if you're struggling with that, take your time. Try maybe writing random scenes or parts of some of the books and see if it feels great, if it feels right. And if it doesn't, just keep searching and take your time and be patient with yourself and be kind to yourself. And don't beat yourself up. Just please be kind to yourself, because it's not your fault. It's okay that you're struggling. It doesn't make you a bad writer. It doesn't mean you can't be successful. You just need time right now. And so for me, I took my time, clearly. And I actually, at the end of last year, I was starting to get back into writing. I did participate in NaNoWriMo. I did not, I stopped halfway through because it didn't feel right. But I wrote 20,000 words for that, so it was still a lot of progress after not writing all year. And the book that I was working on for NaNoWriMo, it was amazing. It was fun to work on it. I loved it. It put me back into the writing space a little bit. But then when I took a step back, it didn't feel like the book that I'm supposed to be writing right now. And then, until now, I was just kind of hesitating. I didn't know what to do exactly. All of my books excite me so much, but I just didn't know what I should be writing. And now I think I won't talk about it yet, because I still think that I need to think about it a little bit and I need to start working on it to see if it really is right. But I started being drawn to one of my book ideas that I have had as long as all the other ones that I didn't know which one to choose from. And suddenly it felt right. Thanks to all the books that I was reading, some of them inspired me to put certain things that I didn't think to put into the book. And I also got really inspired to pour some of my real emotions into the book because it really works for the character and the book. And so I just got really excited about it, and it finally feels right. And I think I'm on the right track, and I really do have a feeling that I can finally write again and consistently, and I could write this book this year. And my point of this is that sometimes we get lost, but we will find ourselves again, we will find our way again. We just need to be patient and treat ourselves with kindness. Imagine if a friend of yours was going through the same thing. You would be super supportive, and you would tell them to take their time and to not be too hard on themselves. And so please do the same for yourself, because I understand that it can be frustrating and you want to get back to it, you want to work on it, you want to get closer to achieving your goals, and you will. But if it just doesn't feel right now, you need to take a step back, and I promise you, you will figure it out. You will find your way back to it, and writing will feel right again. You just might need to focus on other things right now. As for what my plans for this year are, I would love to start a new schedule on my channel, which isn't exactly writing related, but since I'm talking about writing and I'm talking to you about this, it's a part of it. So I would love to, like I mentioned, make Writing Wednesdays where I talk about either it could be a writing vlog or it can be like a pep talk or anything. If you have any requests on what you would like me to talk about, tell me in the comments down below. And when it comes to writing specifically, I want to try to write this book and see if it's right, and I would love to write the first draft sometime soon, and I would just love to finish this year with having a finished book. And not only the first draft, but a finished, polished novel, because that is something that I have never gotten to. I have now written multiple first drafts, and I finished writing the books, but I haven't really delved deep into editing. My very ambitious goal that is not official, because the official one is what I just said. I want to have one book done before the end of the year, but if I could, I would love to do that with like a whole new book, and then I want to rewrite the book that kind of partially put me into this mess. Because I finished writing a draft, like I mentioned earlier in the video, I finished writing a draft of a fantasy book, and I hated it, but I do still absolutely love the book. It's the first one in a series, and I desperately want to write the first book and the whole series, and I have been afraid to get back to it because it means so much to me, and I kind of basically was afraid that I couldn't make it good enough, that I couldn't do the story justice, and so I've been super scared, and I think I need to get back to it. And I want to rewrite it and finish it and edit it, and I don't have to do that this year, because like I don't want to put too much pressure on myself, because I think it's better to set slightly smaller goals, because then we are likely to achieve more than to set extremely impossibly high goals that we will then only be disappointed when we don't achieve those, and overlook the amount that we actually did achieve. And so I don't want to go too crazy considering I wrote nothing last year. That is mostly it. Sometimes life just gets messy. Sometimes we just feel like shit, and it's okay. Just please be kind to yourself, and I believe in you. I believe that you can figure this out, that you can do this, and no matter what it is you're struggling with, you will figure it out and you will get through it. And before I get too emotional, I'm gonna stop filming, and yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and everything is gonna be okay, and that's gonna be it today. So have a great day, and I'm gonna see you soon. Bye!